So does anyone want to share any of the ad copy, website, offer, anything like that? I've specifically given you a very difficult task in case you're wondering. I'd like you to share anything that you might have done. Anything would be great. Yep.
I actually got a bit lazy on lunch, and this is an ad I have run on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to have any pointers or have you go through it.
Cool, cool.
Can we just read it out?
Sure.
Okay, the headline is wanted. The next line is women that want to, then in point form, look fantastic naked, lose fat, tone up, drop centimetres from your waist, bum and legs, fit into jeans that are too tight, and wear the little black dress, and be confident and sexy.
Cool, I like that.
After that, the group is actually called Butts and Guts.
Yeah.
And it starts our new 8-week group program on the date. And it's got 2 spots available because I actually only have 2 slots left in that particular group.
Yep.
And under that I put be one of the women to take action and be the best you can be. Also put in the location and register now to get the results you want.
Excellent. Wow. Round of applause, guys. I think it's an awesome one. I can really see that as a Facebook ad. I think that would really work well. Not sure on the bullet points and the size of your banner, but definitely play around with that. I always recommend running at least 2 versions of the same ad, trying different headlines, trying different trigger points, trying find out more, click here, those different buttons as well. But I think you're on the right track. Anyone else? Come on, guys. I'm sure someone's put together some ads and you're thinking, shit, mine is going to be so bad now. Has someone put together at least a little bit of a copy for their ad? Anyone? Yep, go on.
Your mum wants to lose the wobbly bits but don't know how.
Yep.
Go to the website or what have you, and if you're struggling to bounce back after having a baby, then you need to claim your free consultation with gene connectedness. Learn how to burn fat while you sleep, work results around a mother's schedule, still enjoy your favorite food. See results in 28 days and 10% of your money back. Cool.
I reckon that would work really well if you use Facebook or if you use Google display advertising, which I'll talk about tomorrow, which are those little ads that are coming up on websites, let's say a forum about weight loss or diets or something like that. Or Gumtree. Have you ever been to Gumtree and those little ads come up? That could be one of those ads as well. Good on you. That's a good one. Anyone else? Amanda? It's all right. Doesn't matter.
Tried the short and temporary lose weight challenges. What now? Replenish Your Life specialises in providing long-term permanent lifestyle changes that help you keep the weight off and improve your quality of life forever.
I would avoid words like try, because you're more about a solid result. So something where you're challenging people to an action is okay, but something just, try this, try that. You need to be spot on. This is what I can deliver. Great. So try to eliminate the keywords that might get people to, not sure.
Trying to get at is I don't specialise in doing 8-week, 10-week, 12-week challenges.
Yep.
As a permanent product that people can use for the rest of their lives.
Okay.
So would you say my headline's not quite correct?
I'd say you need more than one headline. See, there's no such thing as perfect headline. There's a headline and there's a variation of the headline. You can keep trying forever. It's curling. Marketing is curling. You've already launched the ball, your stone, sorry. You've already launched the stone, now you're trying to fine tune and make sure it hits your target. That's what really it's all about. So don't just get stuck with one idea. Make sure you fine tune that. Make sure you change it, tweak it, use different images, different verbs, question marks, whatever might work for you. Now, in terms of the website, what would you use as your call to action? Would you use a phone number? Would you use a form? Anyone?
I like forms. They submit their details like contacting.
Okay, opt-in, yes, that's what you can refer to. What sort of details would you capture?
I go for phone number, email, and name.
Okay. Yeah, phone number should be a mandatory field. Don't make it optional, because you do want to call them back straight away. You don't want to be reading those emails and playing email tag. You want to call them back straight away. That would be the best way to go. In terms of the forms, has anyone tried any opt-in tools or anything like that?
Yeah, I've got, so I use Optimize Press.
Yep.
And they've got an overlay optimizer.
Yep.
They work off mini commitments.
Yep.
So don't see the opt-in form, but you see a green button that says start here.
Yep.
So you commit to that, then the opt-in form will pop up.
Yep.
Okay.
You're talking features right now of Optimize Press, but I guess it's a great tool for the right audience. You'll find with a lot of audience, they're not going to read a really long copy. They want a short and condensed message, which is the whole idea about landing pages, and we'll talk about landing pages a little bit later. So it's more about having a page where you don't need to scroll very far. It's got your headline that captures exactly what you want, because we will be getting targeted traffic to our website. And there's a no-brainer call to action, which is put your name and email to get to secure your free assessment with me one-on-one. And by that time, it should be very clear that you're located nearby, that you can deliver the services, that you're not, for some reason, at the Gold Coast in California, where they got it. They got Gold Coast in Chicago, I think, or something like that. So make sure you're targeting your audience properly. Make sure that the website reflects what you are and who you are and where you are. And yeah, I think that would be pretty much spot on. Anyone else wants to share that? No?
Ever wondered at all how YouTube fitness sensations maintain an amazing proportion of physique and perform crazy feats of strength? The secret lies with us.
Okay. It's a pretty long one, but I think it's good. So if you can just shorten a little bit. Because imagine like the easiest way to think of your advertisement is like, banners or street advertising, those billboards you've got. They haven't got a lot of writing, do they? It's usually pretty concise and thinking, oh, geez. Imagine if this could land onto your website. That would be awesome. So that's, I guess, the comparison I'm giving you. Something that already makes sense to you, pretty short, getting you to do something. Like iSelect has done a pretty awesome campaign around all they do. But they do remarketing, so you pretty much hear about iSelect on the radio, internet, TV, billboards, whatever. But just think about message, picture, call to action. That's what I want you to put together. Anyway, let's talk about your website. Who here has not got a website? 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. What does that mean? Okay. Amanda, you got a website? Amanda's got her first leads through the website that hasn't been completed yet. It's an interesting one. I'll turn it into a story one day. Yeah, we're doing a website for Amanda, and let's just say it's in those finalizing stages. We're just trying to deliver some of those final components, and she got her first inquiry today. How cool is that? No marketing yet. Or have you done some marketing that I'm not aware about? Okay, we'll come back to that tomorrow, okay? All right. I wouldn't expect you to have this ready because this is a difficult exercise. A lot of you just wouldn't know where to start with this. You know who your ideal target market is. You know what their wants, fears, and frustrations are. You don't have any copywriting skills. You maybe have some, but not a lot. You're not sure what the website's going to be all about. This is a difficult task, and this is unfortunately where a lot of people start. They're not sure what they want. They ask a web developer to build them a website. They build them a website, but has none of that. They get an AdWords specialist to drive traffic to their website. They just drive traffic, and they don't question any of this part. There's got to be a balance between these. What I'd really like you to guys have is, I'd like to have an understanding of what the website should be all about and being in charge of a bigger model. So next session, we're going to speak about your website and what websites are all about. We're going to talk about things like landing pages, keywords, headlines, content, all that sort of stuff. Is that cool? Is that something you're interested in? Because what I'd really like to do today is I'd really like to cover this fundamental. So tomorrow we can really tie this into a bigger strategy. So you can walk out of here going, yep, I know how to get the customers to my website. I know how to measure it. I know how to answer these customers. I know how to follow them up. Cool? All right, so website. Do you have a website? There's a few people without a website, which is something we can address a little bit later. Okay, those who have a website, is it good? Who here reckons they got a good website? Yeah?
I reckon mine's pretty good.
Why is it good?
Because it's visually appealing and it explains everything about the product, everything the customer wants to know is there.
Yeah. And where is this opinion coming from?
People who have been on there, yeah.
A good website is a website that delivers you the result. Does the website deliver the result?
Not what I would want it to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, one of the biggest problems is you're not your customer. A lot of people say, I've got this fantastic looking website, but it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
I've seen more crap websites generate heaps of business rather than these beautiful looking websites with all these features that do nothing, absolutely nothing. So you gotta be somewhere in between. You gotta have a somewhat decent looking website doing exactly what you want it to do. If you just want a good looking website, yes, you can ask a web developer, build me a website similar to this, and they'll do it, and that's the end of it. That's not what you want. I've seen your website. Yeah, it does look pleasing to the eye, but I'm not sure in terms of effectiveness of that website.
Yeah. It's about probably 70%, 60% there.
Well,
It needs some work.
We'll get mathematical a little bit later today. Did you say you had a pretty good looking site?
I thought I did until about 30 seconds ago.
What we're going to do in the afternoon session today is we're going to get one of you to come here and we'll be looking through your website. So we'll need some volunteers. We might have to choose from a few of you, but we need someone to be sitting here and we'll go through the website. Would anyone like to be the hot seat today? Oh, cool. All right, I've got a couple. Anyway, no decisions just yet. We'll just keep going with this presentation. So most of the websites, the ones that I see, are atrocious. Sometimes you wonder, why do people spend money marketing a website like that? And usually the best way to find out whether it's really working or not is just keep looking after the same website over a period of time. If you find someone through, let's say, personal trainer at Brighton, for example, if you keep finding the ads up the top, it's definitely working for them because it's costing them a fair bit to advertise there. And you might find a bit of a pattern. For me, it's about having the key features on the website and also measuring how the actual website works. And we'll go into the analytics side of things later today as well. So how do you know how it's good or bad? Well, if there's no results, obviously it's not very good. Who's got Google Analytics installed on their website? Okay, yeah, you do.
Yep.
You see, a lot of the time, people actually have a website, and it's not too bad. Given that they've done no marketing, it's actually generating some traffic, so people are coming to the website, but nothing's actually happening. So at the moment, Amanda is wondering, how the hell did I get a lead? Where did that come from? Who is this person? Alexis, are you testing? I've got no idea who this person is. Anyway, so if you don't measure, you don't really know. So who has a better website? Do you know someone who you think, shit, they've got an awesome website. I want my website to be like that. Anyone wants to share? All right, Amanda, who do you reckon has got an awesome website?
Michelle Bridges.
Michelle Bridges.
I love her website.
Okay. We'll have a look at it soon. What do you like about the website?
It's visually pleasing.
Yeah.
It's very simple, and it gets straight to the pains of the
Yeah.
customer.
Okay. There's a website and there's a website. There's a website that is content driven. It's all about come and read about this sort of stuff, but you don't have to do anything. You just read and get the information. And there are small business websites, which is your scenario, where people need to act on what they do. So I haven't looked at Michelle Bridges' website, but you find a lot of those pretty websites where it's just content, 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 and content. And it could be just a website that really reassures their credibility, has all the snippets of where they've been featured, whether it's the Biggest Loser, whatever programs they're running. But there's really nothing saying, call us now or anything like that. So you've got to be very careful. I would recommend for you to work off a website that you know generates business in the way of inquiry, for example, or sells products online. I mean, for example, if someone runs an online store, we usually say, well, okay, you're running an online store, okay, so who's your idol? Like, who's your role model? Who do you follow? And a lot of people say, we want to be like Kogan, we want to be like Harvey Norman selling online. So you got to know exactly what you're sort of trying to build. If you're sort of thinking, well, I'm building a website, but there's nothing like that been created before, you know, it's all just in your head. No one's ever going to be able to either build it for you or market it for you. You need to sort of be able to mirror off something. I find that sometimes looking at other industries completely unrelated, where the sales process is very similar, really makes things go like that. You can really work out exactly what needs to be done. For example, selling things like insurance or car loans and mortgages is it's a very expensive item, right? Selling property is very expensive. You can sort of draw the line. Selling a car and selling a house, there's maybe some similarity, some emotional triggers and stuff. The sales process is exactly the same. You want a lead of someone who's interested in that particularly, and you want as much information as possible. Would that be about right? So someone inquiring about a new development or a first owner's grant or something related to that property. The reason why I'm bringing this up, because I've got a couple of examples to show you later down the track. So thinking about your own business is usually the hardest. So try to think about other businesses that might have a very similar sales process. Because analyzing their marketing, how they do things, if you spot them everywhere, is probably the shortcut to you getting the right leads. Cool?
With Michelle Bridges' process, what she does, you go in and you put your details in and register, and then she takes you through a nurture sequence. So you get so many, emails on your exercise, nutrition, whatever. So she's selling you through that, and then she starts pitching the sign up to my 12-week program, your last chance, here we go. So it's just over
over the course of
Yeah.
70 weeks. But hers is an online program, so would that be recommended for an online program as opposed to face-to-face?
It depends. It really depends on what you're trying to achieve. If you're really just wanting to do group training or personal training one-on-one, I don't think it's the best way for you to go. I think there are quicker ways to get customers. What they're basically doing is referred to as the funnel. Have you guys heard about the sales funnel? Do you know what it is? Can anyone explain to me what sales funnel is?
So first that would be like, for me it'd be like people opting who might possibly be interested in my free product or something.
Yep.
From there, people who would, I guess, confirm their opt-ins another level. Then from there, people who actually shop for assessments, the numbers whittle down.
Yep.
From the free session, how many converted actually a paying client.
Yep. That's pretty much it. And with online programs like Michelle Bridges, I haven't looked at the program, but I'm very familiar with membership programs. It could be a sales funnel that lots of people come to the website, they leave their name and email for something that's very easy, just some basic information. Then what happens is you get an email and you get some sort of offer in regards to, there is a, I don't know, there's a membership program where you can pay, I don't know, $20 a month and be receiving whatever information that is exclusive. Further down the track, those people are already pre-qualified customers, you can offer them something bigger. So there's like a sales funnel that happens. There's a marketing funnel and a sales funnel. So funnel within a funnel. So basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to filter out some of the people that are not your ideal customers by offering them something that's no-brainer. And then because they're already pre-qualified, they get the information that you're trying to give them, they're already paying, you can sell them into a bigger customer. That's the bigger picture of most of those membership websites. Now, with the stuff that you're doing, probably not a bad idea to build a database and qualify people, but I think with most of your businesses, you just want people to become your customer straight away. And if you just go and say, listen, check out some of the, put your name and email on our website to receive some of these emails, it's just going to put the customer further away from you rather than closer. I mean, do you guys read a lot of emails every day? Do you receive a lot of emails? I mean, I do. I get about 300 emails a day. Half of them are crap. And at some stage, I thought they were great. So emails are good, but you need to be careful who you send them to. There are some emails, for example, from Jason and Brad that I'd read all the time. Yeah, great. I know exactly what they're doing. I need to know what they're doing because I'm telling them what to do. So it means something to me. That's what I'm trying to say. If you're trying to get people to leave their name and email for something, you send them stuff and you never hear from them again, it's because they're not really responding to that sort of marketing. You really want to make personal contact with these people, you want to sell them into something. So this sort of model where you go opt-in, let's say newsletter, product, and then you go something like membership, probably isn't the best way for you to go. What you want is, you want people, you want a smaller funnel where people will be more qualified and this information would lead directly to you. So they wouldn't go off the tangent, read the emails for 2 months and come back to you, okay, I don't need this anymore. So maybe for some of you, this could be a supporting tool rather than a lead gen tool. If you, let's say, running your program and you say, well, I've got a 12 weeks challenge coming up, but the person might not be ready for that sort of stuff. So, okay, well, I'm going to send you some information. I'm going to put you on my priority list. You're going to get some information about this bootcamp or about this 12-week challenge, whatever that might be. And that might be the seller for the bigger product while you actually have them as a customer, because they'll be asking questions. I think that might be a better way to go. Now, in terms of inquiry turning into this, I think you've got to be careful, but you've got to test it for sure. I think if someone's inquiring about personal training, you need to call them back and get them for a session, rather than send them some stuff, keep them occupied. That's just my opinion. So who's got a better website closer to the sales process of your business? Can you potentially identify someone who's got something similar? Could it be a chiropractor? Could it be a naturopath? Could it be someone within maybe your industry? I don't know, someone you're not in competition with. Could you think of someone? I'm not thinking about a particular business. I'm thinking about like in general. Could there be someone who's got your customers before you and they've got an awesome website and their sales process is very similar? Can you think of anyone? Come on, guys. I know it's lunch time and after that it's very hard to speak. And I'm a human being as well. I'm trying my best not to fall asleep. Can you think of anyone? No?
So you mean like I said,
Another business that has a very similar sales process. Someone might get an inquiry. Yep.
Yeah. What do you want to know about?
I want to know about their sales process. I want to know about their website.
Well, I follow this personal training company in Melbourne
Yeah.
called Results-Based Training, which is, been following for ages, and they just use Facebook to a landing page like they have new things all the time, but Facebook to a landing page to someone calls them.
Yep.
And kind of for a free session and all that.
Cool. Okay. That's awesome. So you've got Michelle Bridges. You've got this business. Has anyone else got someone they look after, they monitor, they see what they're doing? Have you guys got anyone like that?
I actually based my website initially off Brad's PPD one.
Yep.
So I did my best to try and copy the intro video, and since then I've gone on to like Chris Cochran's personal training website where it's session inclusion, expect what you can't expect, that sort of thing.
When did you look at Chris's website last?
I know it's changed, so I've got it last.
Yeah, last 3 weeks.
Yeah, I've seen it. I based on the old one.
Yep.
And I've seen the new one, but I based off the new one.
Yep. I guess what you're doing is 100% right. This is exactly what I want you to do. I want you to find a role model and follow that. The only trouble is you're only seeing the website and their conversion process. You don't see their lead gen process. And it's very hard to line up both in order to get the same result. And you think, how the hell do they do it? Like, I've done exactly the same thing. How they did it, why am I not getting the same results? Have you ever wondered that? The referrals, the leads that they're getting are completely different. They're coming from sources that you haven't even thought about. But I'd like you to find a model, not particularly in the PT field, but someone who you reckon's got an awesome website, they get business from it. Have a thought about who it might be, because overall it'd be easier to sort of work off what they do, or at least understand what they've done wrong or what they've done right. Just hold that thought. So with your website, action point in your marketing, that's what website is. We want to bring all your traffic to your website. Your website's got to be easy to follow. If your website's got too much writing or you can't see where there's a button or a link, it's not good enough. You need it to be pretty simple and flawless. Mobile friendly. If you have a website that doesn't work well on the mobiles, you've had it for 5 years, it's generated some leads and suddenly everything dropped off, there's a way to have a look where the traffic is coming from. But basically, if you're doing any Facebook marketing, about 90% of all the traffic from Facebook is mobile friendly. So you've got to make sure that your website is mobile friendly as well. Otherwise, there's really no point doing any marketing through Facebook, because you have one business doing incredibly well using Facebook, and then someone else tries to do exactly the same thing. They say, it doesn't work for me. Next thing you know is it's just not optimized for the mobile. All the text looks like crazy. I mean, Jason and Brad are not in the room right now, but that's their website exactly was like that. They were driving traffic to a site using Facebook, which was not mobile friendly. And yeah, they spend a fair bit of money on that. Easily updated. I want you to be able to have control of your entire website, at least knowing how to change a headline or knowing how to add a bit of text, knowing how to, control the components of your website. And with systems like WordPress, who here uses WordPress? A few people? Yep. Who knows about WordPress? Yep. Who here uses something else? Anyone? Yeah, what do you use?
One pager.
Okay, I've never heard about it. Is it good?
Yeah, well, it's mobile, tablet, and
Okay.
PC friendly.
So you're able to control the content and also forms and stuff like that?
Like you could make a web page in an hour easy,
Excellent.
and I get business off it every second day.
Oh, there you go. Maybe you should talk to this guy sometime. Anyone else uses anything else? Yep. Wix, yeah. Wix is an interesting one. I find that it's got lots of cool features, but a lot of people are just not sure how to put those features together, but it's not a bad one either. I'm much of a WordPress follower. As you can see, we've got a badge there. WordPress is an open source engine that allows you to sort of build your own website, change the look and feel of it, maintain content. And the beauty of WordPress is that it's set up for Google pretty much from day one. Once you install WordPress, all the structure behind the scenes makes sense to Google. They're able to rank you very easily, but just based on that. I guess one of the last things I wanted to mention about your website is that it needs to reflect your brand or personality. For a lot of businesses, someone might come up with a with a great name and might have a really good logo, but they're a one-man band and the business is really about them. And you wondered, like, what the hell, what's this business look all about? Everyone knows you as, I don't mean to pick on you, but Amanda, for example. Why go and create some sort of a brand? Unless you've got a vision to build your business up in the future, or you've got other trainers working for you, brand or personality is something that people will refer to you by. So if someone goes to Rapid PT, great. Everyone knows that. Chris Cochran is a different brand now. He's not a part of the business anymore. He's more like the founder. Jason Brad, they're known as Create PT Wealth. It's a brand. You've got to be very careful how you position yourself, but I guess the main thing I'm trying to say is your website needs to reflect that. If it's a brand exercise, make sure the colors, fonts, the actual brand is there. If it's personality, make sure there's a photo of you, a video of you, your name, so they know they'll be speaking to you directly. I mean, imagine that you have a business which is your name focus, for example. You call up and there's someone else answering the phone. How frustrating would that be? Like, what's going on here? That's not in sync. Same thing with a brand. If you're trying to position yourself as a brand and there's only one person featured, they call you up, your credibility factor sort of goes down. It's like, okay, well, you've got this brand, looks like you're a massive company, and then website's got a little bit of information about you, I'm calling you up and I'm reaching you straight away, and who's going to deliver the work? You as well? Well, I'm sort of disappointed that you're not really a company, you're just you. I mean, my business coach told me to stop being so accessible because that really undermines the value of what I do. I think for you guys, once you start growing your business and expanding, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. You don't want to be accessible, or you don't want to be running a business that's just about you. I'm sure you want your business to be big and working for you. Have you guys got staff? Or is it just a few of you? Okay, well, I'm sure you'll be there one day, Amanda. It's not going to be like, it's not you working like that forever. And the last thing with your website is content. Content is king. Have you heard that saying? What does it mean? Can anyone tell me? Content is king. What does that mean?
Great content.
Well, yeah, more or less. When
Could be why somebody chooses to inquire or buy with you.
Yeah, exactly. If you go to a website and it's got a blank page, obviously it's not going to get you very far. But there is a website and there is a website that really generates business. And the difference is how that content addresses your wants, fears, and frustrations and gets you to where you want to be. So that conversion process is based on the content. Another thing with the content is what Google can find you by. Like, you can't find a website without content. Like, you come across websites within Google search engine because those websites have some sort of content based on what you're searching for. That's a whole SEO game, which I'll touch on soon as well. So it's very important to have the right content for your website. So if you're trying to come up with something local like personal trainer, let's say Brighton or something like that, and you haven't got any information saying that you're a personal trainer or that you're located in Brighton, good luck. It's not going to happen for you. The content of your website reflects on the searches. You've got to be very careful with that. So I'd like to speak about the technical side of things. So with your website, you've got two types of content. You've got static pages that are pages like your homepage, about us page, contact us page. The pages that don't really change very much. You set them up once and you sort of leave them. You can go and change them, but there's no point. They pretty much reflect what you do anyway. The content should be around from 250 to 300 words. And the reason is Google finds that being the optimal number of words for them to consider a page rich enough for someone to find what they're looking for. If you only got like 50 words, it doesn't really answer your question. So if you think of Google as question versus answer, the answer they're going to give you is going to be based around 250 to 300 words. That's their theory behind it. So if you want to rank organically in Google and if you want good content, try to stick to those numbers. Blog posts. Who here knows what blogs are? Does anyone not know what blogs are? Blogs? B-logs? No? Blog posts are like, think of it as a journal. The entire website that we built is usually based on WordPress, which is originally a blog platform, which allows someone to make short posts in chronological order, so you're going to see the latest one up the top always. And the idea is it's got a date against it, and it's got a category. So let's say if you are, let's say, let me give you a good example of a blog. Anthony Robbins, do you guys know who Anthony Robbins is? He writes a blog, for example. It's his personal stuff. I'm doing this. You should check out that. It's short format. It's got a date against it. There are categories as to what this blog post would be relating to. So let's say you could do a blog post on personal training, on sales, on customers. And the reason why Google likes blog posts is because they're fresh. They generally like fresh content. And the fact that it's categorized already, so they don't need to do a lot of work to categorize them properly. The websites that we build have blogs built into them, and the entire WordPress platform is blog-based. Now, what this means is that if you got a website, which is, let's say, got 10 pages, and you create a blog post, your entire website gets visited once again by Google, and they look for changes on your website just based on that one post. Probably doesn't mean much for you at this stage, and it will tomorrow, but the idea is to get Google to come to your website as often as possible and re-index your content. So if you made some changes on the website or introduced some new content, that will list that within the search engine. Now the static pages are homepage, about us page, your services, so personal training, group sessions, boot camps, all that sort of stuff. Contact page, and usually you need to have name, email, phone number, and the actual inquiry on the contact page. I'm a big fan of having inquiry forms on every single page, because what you'll find is sometimes someone might find you through the About Us page. They might be looking for Brad Shepherd, and they found a page about Brad Shepherd. And unless it's got a call to action, inquire now or contact Brad now, you're probably not going to do it, or it might be challenging for you to find that contact form. How many times have you not been able to find the information you've been looking for on Google? Yeah, have you been in a situation where you think, oh, I need to contact Westpac or Commonwealth and I can't bloody find their phone number? Yeah? Well, they deliberately hide it from you, but because they're in a different they're having a different problem, let's just put it that way. But if they wanted the inquiries and stuff, putting that on every page would make them more discoverable, make your life easier as well. So think of it that way. Think of a situation where someone has come across your page, they know exactly that they need you, and they're having trouble finding your contact page or your email or the quick inquiry form or something like that. So I recommend putting that stuff everywhere. Privacy policy and disclaimer. It's important to have those pages because of legal purposes. You need to disclose how you deal with information. There are a few templates around this, so I wouldn't recommend you writing this yourself. I'd recommend you finding templates for this, but you must have those pages. So privacy policy is you come into our website, everything you do, we don't disclose any of your data. There is things like cookies and techie stuff behind the scenes that doesn't get recorded, and we're not going to use any of this information against you. And disclaimer basically saying something like, the information on this website reflects what we do. It doesn't associate with anyone else, so it's basically just us, and what we say is up to us. We can change this any day we like. In simple terms, that's what it's all about. Does that make sense to you? So Google wants those sort of pages to be the core of your website. And if you haven't got any of those, I recommend you overviewing the whole thing. With the services page, you can have as many pages as you like. It doesn't really matter, as long as those pages address specifically the core of your business. So if I were to receive your business card, I see your web address there, I type that into Google, I see the homepage of your website. So from there I could go into services and say, okay, well, they do 12-week challenge, they do one-on-one training, they do boxing. Oh, great, I want boxing. Click on that, find that information, send you an inquiry. Cool? That's more like a linear process. So I'd like you to have 3 or 4 service pages on your website at least. Now, with service pages, a lot of people confuse them with landing pages. Can anyone tell me what landing page is? It's the very first page that someone sees when they come to your website using a particular marketing method. So let's say through Facebook, you'd bring them to a landing page based on 25-year-old male who are located in Melbourne and are looking at boxing training and, recently, I don't know, you probably can't target that, but let's say not in a relationship and wanting to look more masculine. Landing pages are more about specifically targeting your audience, and it's not that you really want to have those generally appearing through your website. They're usually hidden pages behind the scenes used as entry points. So service pages, public, anyone can go and see them, check out your information. Those are a little bit more exclusive and targeted specifically to your target market. So the website. There are a few key elements for the website to be successful. First of all, there's a structure. And the structure of the website is things like navigation, making sure that it's, behind the scenes, everything's built properly. When you look at a house, for example, you sort of think, well, this is a house, but behind the scenes, you want to make sure that it's built properly, it's not going to collapse tomorrow, and all the key elements are there. It's got plumbing, it's got everything in there. Structure of the website is key as well. And part of the problem is often you can't tell whether the structure is right or not. WordPress provides 95% of that structure. Things like WRX and other things, they're missing a few components, but it's really nothing that can't be fixed. But yeah, structure is key. And unfortunately, it's not something I can explain to you very easily because it involves a lot of technical stuff. But it's things like backlinking, having sitemaps, all that sort of stuff. Now the content, we briefly touched on that, and the whole setup of your website. Now, in terms of page structure, which is what I referred to earlier, you want to be able to have a person, let's say, landing on your services page and being able to come to your homepage very easily and be able to navigate everywhere throughout the website, which is like your common area, public area, let's just call it that. Setting this up manually or setting it up yourself usually is a challenge, so it's better to use a system like WordPress, Joomla. There's heaps of systems. Let's just stick with WordPress, but that is set up for you straight away. Website content, it's got to be based around keywords. Does anyone know what keywords is all about? Can someone tell me what keywords are?
Personal training, group training.
Yeah, but what are they?
They're words that people search for in Google.
Cool. So they're keywords, they're words that relate to something bigger. Huh?
A couple of words.
Yeah, yep. So you basically want to use keywords on your website because other people are searching for these keywords. So it's not just you, oh, this is a great word. I want to rank for personal trainer, Bayside, Brisbane, because to me, this means the world. Other people that are searching, they might think, well, I'm never going to even type that in. So you end up coming up number one for personal trainer, Bayside, Brisbane, whereas no one else is searching for it. With keywords, there's a tool that I'll show you shortly, which pretty much answers most of your questions, or it will. I promise you that. Headline. When you come to a website, you need to make sure that the headline actually grabs you. So if you're coming to a website for a plumber and you need an emergency plumber, if the website says, emergency plumber covers all of Brisbane, available 24/7, that checks all the boxes. That headline is pretty much got you to pick up the phone, call them straight away, because that's exactly what you wanted. The body could be something about what people actually do, more specifically the benefits, those features, just the general outline, so the body of your content. Images, you'll find that a lot of the time when you see too much writing, it's not really going to make you do anything. Like you just see a page has got text and more text, and there's just no images. You want to see some real people. You want to see pictures that whatever you're searching for associate with. So if you're looking for a personal trainer and there's a photo of someone boxing or training one-on-one, you think, okay, well, I came to the right page. You have to consider that the attention span of someone who's looking for what you got to offer is very short. And unless they're being grabbed by a headline or the image, you're not really going to convert them into an inquiry. We're still talking about that part of the process where they come to your page and on the website, you need them to do something. If they're not going to read or if they're not going to see anything, you're really not going to get very far with it. Now, meta tags and title descriptions. Does anyone know what that is? Meta title and description? No one knows what that is.
It's in your description and Google might look at it, it doesn't show up on the page.
Yeah, sort of. Basically, when you search for something in Google, we'll do that shortly, you'll find that every result that comes back has got like a blue title and a bit of a description. That's what that is. You can actually set it up within your web page, and each of the pages is separately to have that. It's a description of what the page is about and the title of that specific page. If you include your keywords, you get ranked higher. Let's just put it that way. So if you're looking to come up for personal training in a specific area, you need to include that in your title, and you also need to include that in your description. And also your headline, your body, and your image as well. So Google basically does a run through your website and finds the keyword being present in a number of elements. This is your SEO formula, for those who are wondering. So search engine optimization rotates around this. your keywords in the headline, in the body, in the images, and then in your title and description. Yep?
Can Google read words in images?
Yeah, they can. The images themselves have a name, and they also have an alt as well, which is the alt image. Alternative if the image doesn't load. So you actually put a keyword onto that as well. So,
Heaps of keywords in my alt tags.
well, you don't need a lot, you only need a couple. But anyway, this is a recipe for SEO, and I'm going to go in a bit more detail shortly. And yeah, I guess that's the optimal setup too. Now, Keyword Planner tool. Let's have a look at that. This is the tool that allows you to find the right keywords for your website. Has anyone used it before? Two, one person. Good. Okay. Hopefully my internet's running here. Ooh. Okay, so this is the Google Keyword Planner tool. In order to access it, you need a Google account, so Gmail, AdWords, whatever you've got. I'm just going to use mine. So Keyword Planner is a part of Google AdWords, which we'll go through tomorrow. But this is really the starting point. Like before you create any of your content, I recommend looking through this tool. It's got some gold gems in it. So you can basically say, I'd like to find out more information about certain keywords in terms of what specifically do people type in relation to, let's say, weight loss. And I'd like to have a look at specifically Brisbane. So you can target an area. So Brisbane, Queensland, and I'm going to remove Australia, so just Brisbane. So get ideas. And I'll change this view to keyword ideas only because it gives you a little bit more information that you need. So weight loss by itself in Brisbane alone gets about 1,600 searches. It's got high competition, and suggested bid in terms of Google AdWords is about $3.67. So if you've got a conversion rate of, let's say, 1% through your website, not you personally, but the website in terms of generating inquiries, you'll need 100 people coming to your website before you get an inquiry. So that's like $360. Maybe not a good start. So if you're looking more specifically, weight loss foods, okay. People looking at food, and it's not as challenging in terms of competition. So 260 people looking every month, a lot lower for the cost per click. Weight loss pills, weight loss programs, fast weight loss. So with your website, what you do is you find niches that you can actually build your content around in order to rank for it. So let's say weight loss supplements. If you had a page on your website about weight loss supplements, that could be a lead into your business. Someone looking for weight loss supplements could stumble across your website and find that you're doing all those things, like personal training, like nutritional training, all that sort of stuff. I guess weight loss is probably not a good start, but I just wanted to get some numbers here. My computer is really playing up today. Good one. Healthy recipes for weight loss. Now that's a bit more specific. Healthy recipes for weight loss. Someone's actually looking for it. There's 140 of those people every month. Rapid weight loss. Hypnosis weight loss. How many of you know, well, how many of you do hypnosis? See, that's like a niche. Like, imagine if someone did actually hypnosis, like weight loss type of stuff, in Brisbane, and there's no one in this room right now that does it. You've got a pretty good chance of grabbing at least 90 people per month, and these people will find you quite easily. So what you're really looking for is the numbers at about 50 to about 300 are your micro niches, and don't be frightened by the numbers in terms of cost per click or if it's high competition. You just want to be able to find something that's really, really specific that you can turn around into a message. So for example, if you knew that hypnosis weight loss was one of the lead into your business, you could put together a landing page on hypnosis, weight loss, and tie it into your training program, your diet program, whatever, and you could market using Facebook specifically for that. Does that sort of connect the dots for you? Now let's look at another keyword. Give me a keyword, guys. Something in, sorry? Okay. Well, you see, with keywords, some people understand it as just one word, and there's no right or wrong answer. You just need to find out exactly.
What people might be typing in when they're searching.
That's right. Yeah. So, look, I get some interesting ones. Sometimes when people want to rank for property development, they want to look for things like builder. You know, that's in their mind. That's what they think they should be looking for. Fair enough. But when you look at things like, well, fit, people are really looking for live fitness, cheap fitness equipment. It's not really related to what we want to do. So the idea of this tool is really to refine it, to refine down and see exactly what people are typing in relation to the keyword that you're thinking might be right. Give me another keyword, guys.
Calisthenics.
Sorry? Fat loss. Well, it's going to be very similar to this.
Calisthenics.
How do you spell that?
C-A-L-I-S-T-H-E-N-I-C-S.
Okay. I might have to expand on Brisbane because I'm not sure. I live in Brisbane. I can't spell that. I'm sure there's going to be heaps of other people.
Mr. H.
Yeah, Mr. H.
Calisthenics. That's it? Okay. So as you can see, the sort of numbers you're getting here are quite low, and people are looking for things like definition of that. Now, calisthenics workout is not bad. That's 70 searches there. I think if you were to go and actually put together some content on your website around this, you might be just hitting one of those gold spots. So let's just check it out. So I think that's a great one. You see there's no Google ads around this. So this might be just one of those micro niches that could be a killer lead gen strategy for you. Now, usually with keywords like this, what I do is I go and analyze the top 3 that are coming up. So bodybuilding.com sounds like an American website to me. This page updated in 2005. So this is a blog post. As you can see that there's a date attached to it. And this is the author name. There's got to be category here somewhere as well. So this is basically the whole program. So what you'll find is there's a lot of information in Google where people disclose the entire program, and this looks like one of those examples, but it doesn't look like there's any people actually advertising for keywords like that as a lead into their business. So good one, congratulations, you found a really good micro niche. So while your business could be group training, there could be particular types of group training, and it's just a matter of applying that sort of funnel in order to get them to be a customer. So the top level could be, you've got this page, it's got the inquiry form, and then you get these people to actually come and see you in the end of that funnel. Does that make sense? Cool, awesome, that's a good one. Now, what you can also do with this one, let's just have a look at another example. See, it's a blog post as well. So as you can see, Google loves blog posts. So the information that you're going to put up there, 250, 300 words will get picked up by Google like this. Okay, so what's this one all about? There's a video there. There's heaps of tags there. And there's about information. So there's really not a lot. It's just video with a bit of an intro. Now, that's probably the easiest way to create content. You can use as many YouTube videos as you like from other people, as long as they allow them to be shared. Have you ever embedded a video anywhere on your website or anything like that? No? Well, let me show you what I mean. This video, for example, which is most likely from another source altogether, or might be from the same one. Whenever you find a video, there is a section below it. This is just on YouTube. Every different provider has got it differently. So if you go to the share section, it gives you the link for that video, and it also gives you the embed code. So if you copy this code and plug it into your website, you're actually going to have the video showing on your website. So what you can do is you can write a short introduction to a video and use other people's content to reassure your message. So by putting a video on YouTube and allowing people to share it, you're giving them permission to do it. Really, the message ends up coming back to them, but for you, it's just easy content. So these guys are ranking pretty high just based on that. So if you are referring back to Michelle Bridges or someone else, you can grab one of her videos and put them into your website and just write a bit of intro around this. You got to be really careful with it. If there's any trademarks or any names, if you're just trying to come up with things like Michelle Bridges herself, you'll get yourself in a bit of trouble because her name is trademarked. But workouts like this, not a problem. That would work really well.